Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing our April budget for my family of 7, almost family of 8, that's crazy. I mean, I'm still 30 weeks away right now, but like still, almost family of 8. Wow. One thing I do want to note, I've talked recently about how we were thinking about getting our trees cut and we got quotes and whatever, and that did officially happen. So you might hear some noise in the background right now because they actually just finished cutting all the trees today and they're finishing grinding all the stumps. So hopefully that won't be too loud. Okay, so I feel like I need to give some background on our budget because I posted a video sharing our budget for my family of 7 in February. And I never did a follow-up on that, which my plan was to like next month in March, share how February went, share what I'm planning for March. But then I found out I was pregnant and let's see, what are my like thousands of excuses I could give? But no, I found out I was pregnant and also it was just kind of a discouraging month of like lots of big bills where it's like, do I really want to like track all this and then like share it on the internet? Things like my husband's car, the check engine light came on, so I had to get that fixed, and that was like $1,000. And then since I was pregnant, I did a video where I was showing how I like meal prepped meals for the first trimester, which I'm very thankful I did because it was really helpful and still is helpful to have those meals. But then that like added to our grocery budget that normally wouldn't be there because it was like an extra, just full grocery shopping day of tons of proteins and all this stuff, and just add to our grocery budget. Man, I already forget what else, but there was a lot of big expenses. And also our homeschool curriculum, I ordered that in February, so that was like an extra like $1,300. So that was, you know, that was kind of expected. I just didn't really plan for it. And then the next month in March right now, we're cutting our trees down and that's like multiple thousands of dollars. So I'm like, let's just start afresh. Let's start over and start over in April. So that's what I'm gonna be sharing today. I already like went through my budget, went over like all of our bills to make sure all the numbers were realistic. I'll walk you through everything as I'm going through it. And I'll also try to show the things that have changed since February. So this is the April budget. I'll show like a close-up so you can see everything. First thing we have is our mortgage. Our mortgage is $1,795. Now I need to look into why I feel like it just keeps changing every year, because when we first moved here it was like $1,563, and then like for some reason, I forget exactly what, it was like 16 something and now it's 17 something. I'm sure there's like some obvious reason that you guys are like, duh, Priscilla, but I don't know. I need to look into why it keeps changing, because in February our mortgage was $1,789 and now it's $1,795. It's like $6 more. Why is that? So I need to look into that. But it's $1,795 right now. And then our electricity, I actually looked at our bill because we have this light in our backyard that's basically, it's almost like a street light, but it's one that's in our backyard. The previous owners had it installed because their sons like to play basketball at night, but we've always just had it, and honestly it's always just bothered us because the light comes in through our windows when we're trying to sleep. And then I don't know why we never thought to think about like getting rid of it. So we were looking back at old documents for our house and we saw where the previous owners said that the light was $20 a month. And we're like, okay, if that's $20 a month and it's kind of a nuisance to us, we definitely don't want to be paying for that. And I checked our electric bill and it turns out I just never paid attention to it, but it's on there and it's about $20 a month on our electric bill for that light. So we're gonna look into getting that removed. So hopefully that would bring our energy bill down a little bit. But for this month, I checked our bill, it's going to be $205. So that's our energy bill for this month. Let's see, next, water. I don't know what it will be, but I just always assume less than 35 because I've never seen it over 35. Internet is 75, cell phone is 85. Cell phone might change because I just had to upgrade my phone because it somehow broke. We have no idea, but it just broke. So that might change. I don't know exactly what that will be yet. And then my husband's phone is paid by his work. Next, we have life insurance. That's $1,318. And then for doctor bills, I need to talk to my husband about this. For the birth, we go the midwife route and we're taking on a new midwife this time, and she's a little bit more expensive than my old midwife, and she will be $5,500 for everything total. I need to ask my husband. Usually we're the types that just pay everything up front and just one lump sum, but I need to ask him if he'd rather do like a plan over the months or if he'd rather just pay it one lump sum. I just wrote that here so I can remember to talk to him about it. Then for clothing, I put $50, and I don't really have any clothing that I can think of right now that I need to buy, but I'm sure that things will come up throughout the month for the kids, especially as it's getting warmer. Like maybe someone will need a new swimsuit. I have thought about getting a couple more play dresses for my daughter. So just random stuff like that. I felt like just a $50 clothing budget would be good. I do try to thrift most of our clothes if I can, or just get super cheap clothes. I really don't spend much on clothes for the kids just because they get stained in holes so fast that I feel like it doesn't make sense to spend much on children's clothing. Next, for groceries. So last time in February for groceries, I put $1,100. This time I'd put $1,250 because on February, for the first half of the month where I was really tracking everything, we seemed pretty on track for hitting our grocery budget, besides like, you know, the random meal prep day and all that. The only thing is I have decided to start adding more beef back into our diet since I am pregnant. And you know, just being pregnant, sometimes there's just like a random food I'll be craving that week that I just want to like make. So I added a little wiggle room in our grocery budget for that, which honestly, like, I know in the past there's been months where our grocery budget was like astronomical. So I feel like to a lot of you, $1,250 may seem high, but to me, I'm really happy with $1,250 if we can hit $1,250. Also, another thing, like, I don't know, on my last video, we were talking about grocery budgets a lot, and I don't know, there's just somewhere I'm like, I can't imagine only spending a certain amount. And a big part of it, I wonder, is I feel like our family eats a lot of protein, especially my husband. Like, let's say we're having a dinner with like ground beef. He would have to have 1 whole pound just for himself. And then, you know, me and the kids could probably split like another pound or something. But honestly, no, I don't even feel like 2 pounds is enough for us these days. So I don't know, sometimes I just wonder, like, does everybody eat that much protein or like that much meat? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I'm still like, sometimes I see people's grocery budgets and like, how in the world is that possible? Zooming past some of this, gifts fund, I put $50. The gifts fund is just for things like if a cousin is having a birthday party and we want to get them something, or like my husband has a friend at work and sometimes they'll like gift each other like protein powder or something. Or like my friend, she just bought a house, so I wanted to like gift her something. You just never know what will come up with where you'll just want to like put money towards something. Even if like there's something at church where people are collecting money to like get someone a gift, or, you know, just anything like that. We just kind of have that $50 there. Next is gym membership. So I've explained before that we have like 2 gym memberships, one for me, one for my husband. We go to different gyms. One is like more convenient for him and on his way to work, and it's like larger dumbbells and whatever. And then I go to like a little girly gym down the road. My gym membership is $25 and then his is $17. Then for car insurance, it's $170. For gas, I have $200, and I feel like we never spend that much money on gas, but I'm curious to like actually track it this month, because I feel like in the past when I've tracked it, it like never hits near 200. My husband drives a Prius, and I feel like that's a big part of it because he does most of the traveling during the week. So it makes sense that he doesn't spend that much on gas. And then oil changes, I put 60 just in case. I don't know if we actually need one this month. And then for miscellaneous, I put $100 for fun money. I've shared before that I like to take my kids to like this play gym. It's like a indoor gymnastics gym where they just let homeschool kids like play on all the equipment. So sometimes we like to do that. Or if we wanted to like take the kids out for ice cream or just take all the kids out to a meal. I feel like if we go out to eat, we always go to like Mexican and try to have everyone fill up on chips first, and then we all just like split a meal or something. We don't go out to eat often, but if we ever do, we do it really cheap. Then next I include $200 for just miscellaneous. I feel like there's so many things that come up during the month that I just don't even have a category for, that I just didn't even think about. Just random things. I don't even know. But yeah, I have $200 there for that. Then sinking funds. So I did switch around our sinking funds this time. On my last video, one of you guys commented and made a suggestion that I should add the kids' curriculum to our sinking funds, which was genius. I didn't even think about that. Like, that's definitely something that should be on sinking funds because it is like a big purchase that happens every year around the same month. I like to do it. So I did. Some things on sinking funds I felt like didn't need to be. So I had, like, for instance, $100 for Easter, or $100 for Mother's Day, or anniversary. Like most of the time we actually don't usually spend that much money on those things anyways. I felt like I didn't need to include those. So I basically on my sinking funds crossed out anything that was like under 200 and then only left the things that were like 200 and above. So I left my children's birthdays, I left my hair budget, I left Christmas, and then I added curriculum to this. So if you don't know what sinking funds are, basically it's just anything throughout the year that's like a big expense that you know will happen. You just save for it each month so you're prepared for it. Each fund, so like my daughter's birthday, I put like 200, divide that by 12, and then each month we'll save $17 a month to go towards that. We're not super strict about it, like we don't actually have a set aside account. For us, it's more about just making sure that we're just not spending all of that money every month. So hypothetically, it should be sitting somewhere for us. My husband is just not big into putting money into accounts. He'd rather like invest money. We do have an emergency fund, but he would just rather anything on top of that, we just invest. So then for sinking funds, the new total would be $279 a month. So that brings, oh, I never totaled this out. Let me get a pencil. That brings this side to $2208 and then this side to $2401. So then our total expenses is $4609. The amount that I budget for our income is kind of weird. To further explain that, my husband is just kind of like doing his own business from home a lot. So yeah, with kind of having your own business, it's not as predictable how much money we'll be bringing in every month. So our goal is just to try to keep our budget as low as possible. Ideally, we're kind of going off of like an income of bringing in $5,000 like cash that we could use each month. But that's not like a real number. That's just kind of like what we've set for ourselves in our mind. So $4609, that would leave us hypothetically like around $400 to save or invest. So I think that's still good. Also, if you have any questions about other things in the budget, like health insurance or doctor's bills or just anything else, go back and watch my February video because I explain a lot of it there. But you can also just ask down below in the comments and I'll respond to you there. But yeah, I will stick to like tracking the budget this month and then I will update you guys at the end of April or beginning of May to let you know how it went. There are just like so many expenses that keep coming up. We also have to buy a suit for my husband. I wonder if he could just borrow one from his brothers or something. But we need to buy him a suit and I don't know how expensive that'll be. We just have random things that keep coming up. We also, since we just got all of our trees down, there's definitely a lot of stuff we're wanting to do to the yard. We're not budgeting for any of that. So there's definitely a lot of things we need to like think about how much they're gonna cost. Cause yeah, we would like to get the yard graded, which I think that'll be pretty expensive. I don't know if we'll be able to do that anytime soon. And then also like everything with gardening, like I'll probably need to buy like some compost and stuff. I don't know. We'll have to see how much all of this costs. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Also, let me know in the comments how this compares to your family budget. Like, do you think $12.50 is crazy for groceries? Is there anything else we do that you think is just like extravagant? Let me know, because I'm always looking at it like, what can I get rid of? Please like and subscribe. I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday. I'll see you in the next one.